Human friends, I come here today to bring all my affection, to bring all of my divine consciousness to each of you. The time is for analysis. The moment is one of deep connection. Your hearts are the spiritual center of your bodies. Heart absorbs everything you think, say, feel, do, and it accumulates each feeling in a small space and will be storing it over many years. There is a size for each closet. Each closet contains a feeling. So when you emanate a feeling excessively, that cupboard overflows and the feelings are scattered, causing a great mess in your heart. It is no longer that neat, balanced, clean heart. Everything is complicated because it is as if by magic, all other cabinets also tend to overflow. Then your heart becomes chaos, a total imbalance. The consequence of this chaos are the feelings of sadness, depression, lack of love, lack of faith, lack of self-love. Because your heart is no longer able to put anything in place. Because everything is mixed and scattered. The vast majority of you have a heart like that. Through the heart, connections are also made with beings of light. The connection actually happens through your light, but it is your heart that gives the initial command, so that everything happens. So how, with a full, messy heart, how do the connections happen? They don't happen. So you keep complaining that you can't connect with anyone. You cannot hear anyone. You cannot see anyone. And despair increases even more. Your heart was made to be a tidy and organized room. And in this way, you can be, see, speak, listen, with whomever you want. So understand this. You love us. You seek our help. But you cannot receive the answers. Why? Because your heart is full. The closet that receives the answers is lost in that mess. So how does our message get to the right closet? We always respond. We never leave a request without an answer. But you don't hear the answer because the answer gets lost in the middle of the mess. So in order for you to start effectively, to have contact, to have vision, to have the sensation of contact with beings of light, it is first necessary to fix the house. Clear from your hearts anger, resentment, hurt, hatred, revolt, pain, feelings always caused by others. The maxim is always the same: forgive and ask for forgiveness. But it has to be that sincere forgiving that will cause a transformation in your heart. It is not enough to just say, I forgave. You can apply the test to yourself. You forgave. Wait a day or two and think about that person, or try to find him somehow. What do you feel? If you still look at that person and the scene comes back to you, you can even politely keep that theater of your forgiveness. But deep down, you didn't forgive. Redo the whole process. You will only have forgiven when you look at that person and feel nothing. You don't need to love her. You can't relive the situation that caused those feelings to you. If you can look at the person, even talk to him, and just be a person who doesn't bring you anything, you did it. And I can assure you, a good deal of that mess, which was in your heart, is gone. Your heart is now able to breathe a little, but the other part is still missing, which is asking for forgiveness. Who'd you hurt? But that sincere, honest request for forgiveness, showing that person that you analyzed what you did and understood that you were wrong, that you couldn't have done that. This is not to humble yourself. This is to be fair, open, ready to finish cleaning your heart. If that other person is reluctant to forgive you, it doesn't matter to you. Then the problem is with him. You did your part. You asked for forgiveness and you asked deeply. So I can tell you that another big part of the dirt in your heart is gone. And then the other feelings, which are still causing that mess, are feelings that you have on a daily basis, and that you need to stop them, like judgment, criticism, gossip. Each has his own way. If the other has made a mistake, from his point of view, it is his mistake. not yours. Why criticize him? Why judge him? Why condemn him? Didn't you at any point in your other lives do the same thing? You don't know because you don't remember. So what justification would you have for judging him, for commenting on him? Not even the beings of light, who today have already transmuted all their past mistakes, condemn anyone. As if you, with your back very dirty with the wrong things that you have done throughout the life of your souls, want to have the moral to condemn and judge someone. The problem is with the other, not yours. Each has his own walk. Each chooses and reaps their journey. It is not you criticizing that will help you. You just had a problem because this criticism that you made to him, you will reap. And in the future, you may experience the same problem and be criticized. Then start to analyze your daily actions, your daily feelings, the harshness in the voice, the rude return, the constant complaint of everything. Everything you plant, you harvest. It doesn't matter if it will be at the same time or a little later. You will reap. So correct your actions, correct your feelings, so that heart keeps everything, each one in your closet. And the floor is shiny and clean, with no dirt out of place. When this happens, I guarantee you will make contact with whomever you want and receive the answer. Because your heart will be clean, organized, ready to receive the light of any being. We have many ways to respond to you. Many are waiting for words in their ears. The answers can come even through someone else. A phrase in a book, a song that suddenly starts playing. Something unexpected happens. Don't limit yourself. The answer may come anyway. So it's not because you don't hear that the answer didn't come. You just didn't pay attention. You stood there, waiting for the answer in your ear, and so very few have this ability. So open your heart. Open the door of this heart, organized and clean, and the answer will come in. It can even be a sensation. So stay tuned, open and receptive. Do not place obstacles. Do not make decrees, so you can achieve nothing. Begin to cleanse your hearts deeply, and you will see, little by little, each question or request that you ask will be answered. If we understand it that way, it will be good for you. Ego-filled requests, most of the time, are not met. Always think of yourself and the whole. These are the points of wisdom. These are the points of growth and evolution. How do you know if your heart is dirty and disorganized? It is enough that you ask yourself, what feelings do I have today? And that feeling that you discover, which has a great intensity, certainly disorganized your heart. Then start cleaning. Start tidying up. Many beings of light often say that they connect to you through the heart. And this is the purest truth, because they have an extremely organized and enlightened heart. And the connection is always through the heart. So fix your hearts, clean, empty. Do an internal cleaning, and you will see how easy it will be to hear any response. Within your heart, there are some cabinets, which are in higher places, that are not contaminated by these messes. In these cabinets, you put us. I have a closet in each of you. For I am the Christ of this planet. Realize then that I can help you to clean this dirt, because I am already there inside your heart. Ask for my help, and for sure, I will be happy to help you clean your heart. Good day to you, bright and beautiful beings of light and love, you wonderful multi-dimensional spirits who sent your soul to planet Earth to save humanity from its dark and devious entrainment. Humanity is the pinnacle of God's creation. Humanity is very powerful and in the full realization of his talents, preferences, and abilities. He/she is in the process of creating a new and wondrous world. That is what you are here for. You are here to create the new world you are about to inhabit. Understand the old is going. The old is in the process of falling apart and being left behind. And what a wonderful gift that is. Truly, it is not surprising that life has been so difficult for you. Every day has been a real challenge. Every day you saw new difficulties, new constraints, more division, more separation from your brethren. You were puzzled, you were hurting. You could not understand the complaints, the negative attitudes, the lack of joy, the depressive, sad, and hopeless third-dimensional fear attitude that you constantly encounter. So, what happened to humanity? What happened to God's pinnacle creation that he was so dumbed down, so in fear, so obsequious, so servile to his controllers? Dear ones, mankind has been dumbed down. The dark forces, the deep state, the controllers have done all they can to separate humanity from his divine inheritance. His physical body has been afflicted by polluted water and poisonous food. Natural and healthy remedies for the resultant diseases have been withheld. Holistic techniques and restorative antidotes were strongly discouraged. And those doctors and healers that practiced and espoused natural cures were threatened and removed. The medical system was created solely as a money maker for the powers that be. Expensive procedures that were damaging and murderous were put in place. So radiation, chemotherapy, drugs with massive side effects, operations that disable patients, all became a part of everyday life. And everyday life meant another day, after another day, after another day of suffering. Man was so dumbed down, alone, lonely, diseased, and divided from his brethren. Dysfunctional ways of being and communicating were disseminated, so that humanity could not find solace or communion with his brethren. Unkind words, jealousy, anger, hatred, and suspicion of all that did not fall into the narrow paradigm of societal understanding were the order of the day. Man was so enmired and enmeshed in despair and desperation, and money was the source of much evil. Money was created so that the controllers could have ultimate power and mankind feel totally lacking and helpless. Everything that the third-dimensional world valued required money. Yet money was withheld from the populace to the ultimate degree. Humanity could not achieve his desires, have the education he wanted, live the life that he dreamed of, for he felt poor and lacking in all things. His was a poverty mindset. This earth was created for souls to explore the dark side of life, for souls to feel the negative emotions of fear, and by so doing, for mankind to realize, deep in his very being, that he did not prefer fear. Truly, division, loneliness, fear, and deep, dark angst were not what he wanted. Yet, while all this was the plan of the divine for the education of mankind, the situation on planet Earth had become so deep and dark that escape seemed impossible. The Dark Ones, the controllers, had totally taken over. Mankind was caught in a cycle of interminable birth, a life of misery, fear and separation, and a painful death. Mothers argued with daughters, fathers disrespected sons. All had a contempt for each other and looked for saviors in those very controllers who had manipulated their lives into such ignominy. This, dear hearts, dear souls, is where you came in. You literally came in to save the world. You came to planet Earth, yes, for the growth and ascension of your own soul, but also to help mankind out of his dark enmeshment. You volunteered to come to Earth. You are great multi-dimensional beings. The soul, the divine essence of you that you sent to Earth, is only a small part of the great being that you are. This earthly life is all about energy, frequency, and vibration. The planet Earth that supported all this negativity is at a low third-dimensional frequency. This Earth, this life, is a computer simulation. We live in a hologram, a matrix, a grid that supports low-frequency thoughts, feelings, and behavior that has held the planet in its sway. Now, being the time of ascension, of awakening, this grid is being removed, and glory of glories, a new fifth-dimensional grid that supports the frequency of love and light is being installed. And indeed, all the chaos and discombobulation you see around you heralds the fall of the third-dimensional fear system. Now, our dear ones, it is time for you to come into your own. You came in at a higher frequency than your human brethren, and you never fitted in with their plaintive, dishonest, and devious ways. You were of a higher order, a higher vibration of love. You too were enmeshed in the human condition. You lived through the challenges you had planned for yourself. You did the work, you felt the feelings, and you ascended higher and higher. You up-spiraled to love. And you have discovered that in enlightenment there are several phases. The care of the physical body, what you ingest, how much you exercise, and quieting the mind, meditation, communing with your soul are very important. Then, it is necessary to awaken to the truth of your divinity. Mankind cannot return home until he realizes he is divine. Then, in the knowing of his true nature, he turns to the love that he is. He forgives all that has happened. His life, as he has lived it, becomes just a story. A story he no longer needs or wants to tell, for he knows it has been a tool that he has used for his enlightenment. Therefore, there is no need for forgiveness, for nothing wrong ever happened. How great and glorious is that? Nothing wrong ever happened. This experience was planned for you and by you, divine beings that you are. This experience in the darkness of fear, division, and negativity was designed to move you from the pain of that fear entrenchment towards the love that you really are. And you have succeeded. So, it is necessary to realize and claim your divinity. Affirm repeatedly, I am the love, I am the light, I am the truth, the best is yet to come, I am divine, I am. And so, you will call your soul into your awareness and have the knowing of who you truly are. Then one more step is necessary, and that is the knowing of the truth of the planet Earth journey. Mankind must see and know the truth of his entrainment. Mankind must see how he has been controlled, tortured, and denigrated, hypnotized into negativity and division, pain and fear. Only when the truth is seen can the spell be broken. And at this time, this is the major challenge for humanity. The Light Alliance, those who are returning the world to love by removing the old painful system, are in charge now. And they are showing the world the truth of its entrainment. They are allowing the dark ones, who are in panic and fear, for they see mankind escaping from their control, to show themselves in the extremes of their behavior. Even though the dark ones see that their world is crumbling and they have lost, they cannot help but show their true nature. So they say and do ridiculous and laughable things, and so awaken humanity to the truth of their perfidy. The wonderful time of awakening is at hand. All that we have described is about to change. And you, dear hearts, dear souls, our dear light workers, are the major source of this change. Your lovely vision, your passion, your kind desire, your bliss is creating the new world. What, out of your loving kindness, do you want? Go for it with enthusiasm, zest, verve, and vigor. It is you that will, with the great and wonderful radiance you shed on the world, create the new and light-filled, united, health-giving, life-supporting environment in which you and your brethren will live in communion, camaraderie, and mutual support. How glorious, how magnificent is your future. Ascended beings in a physical body temple following your bliss, living in joy,